never seen.
Yo, what's up guys? Bill here, Classic Rock and Metal Review. That's right, poking our heads into the horror realm once again. Just for a little brief review. Gotta throw in my 2 cents about the Dawn of the Dead 3D theatrical run that just ended actually. It went quite a bit further than they initially announced it would. It was supposed to be, I think, the 28th through 31st of October. It ended up running, at least locally for me, until about November 8th. So hopefully you got out there to see it. I thought it was pretty much awesome. Thought it was pretty much a definitive version of the movie. I'll tell you why. I'll try to keep it sort of brief. Just got a couple points to make. Great flick, great way to see it. I mean, after all these years, seeing it in the big screen was awesome. If you guys can like and subscribe, we're normally a rock review and metal review station channel. But like I said, every now and then you just gotta, dive into the depths of hell with horror movies and other worthy movies maybe we'll get to as needed. So, basically, this was a new thing, having Dawn of the Dead in 3D. Now, it's been around actually like this for, it sounds like a couple of years, but it only played here and there for special events or something. So I'm not even sure the full deal about it. Nevertheless, who really cares about that? It just had a nice run, like I said. I could tell you, first of all, the fact that it was on the big screen alone, I would have went to see it even if nothing else had been done. But of course, it was 3D on top of that. That was just an extra to me. I was kind of interested in how it would look, but it wasn't important that it was in 3D for me. And I saw Jaws on the big screen about 5 years ago. And that was like, I saw so many things on the periphery of the screen, that just from just seeing it in that different aspect ratio compared to, because Jaws is, it's on the damn TV every 5 minutes. So seeing it on a TV screen all the time, you literally forget about the big picture. So same with Dawn of the Dead, but I would say not as much. I feel like I didn't really see things on the periphery that I did with Jaws. Anyway, Sound was not surround sound or anything like that. It sounded mono to me, which was very old school. I saw some movies in the 70s. It was very much like being at the movies in 1978, which I thought was cool. And interestingly, even though the sound was mono, it seemed to be way clearer than all the other times I watched it at home, and surround and Dolby and all that other stuff. So for some reason, I actually heard about a dozen words. I never could understand exactly what they were saying. It wasn't detrimental to the plot or anything, but it was always just kind of, clearly heard some words, which, was just interesting if you've seen the movie 50 times like me. I think my favorite was when the scientist was being interviewed at WGON, and he suggests feeding the zombies. And, what I thought in the background was just like stock chatter. It's actually dialogue that was written for the movie, and somebody yells out, "Well, let's start a zoo." That was awesome. Never heard that before. It made me laugh out loud in the theater. Me and the other 6 people that were there. There was another point too, right, when they do the scene where Peter says there's no more room in hell. I couldn't really ever make out what the heck that noise was in the background, and now you can clearly hear. I could clearly hear that it was like the scratch and the zombies on the mall doors. So little things like that, got a little clarified, despite it being in mono. Picture 3D was amazing. I never really thought about it. I didn't even think about it ahead of time of watching the movie. I didn't go out of my way to watch it before I went to the big screen. Haven't seen it in 4 or 5 months or whatever. A lot of scenes really looked like they were made to be 3D. A lot of things right at the camera. So that was awesome. Overall, I thought it was great. I kept watching the perimeter of the screen because it's trying to take in some new things. But like I said, I didn't really catch much new there. The 3D was just awesome. There was a couple of scenes where, I don't know why this would be, but a couple of scenes for a couple seconds didn't look as good as 99.5% of the movie. They were quick. I don't understand why technically the rest of the movie would be one way and some other small scenes would look different, but they would look very deteriorated almost. Anyway, the 3D worked fantastic. overall, I just have to say it was a great experience. To me, this is a definitive version of the movie because the sound is so much clearer. I liked that it was still in like 1978 mono style, just clarified, so clear, man. It was really, really cool. The 3D worked great, you know, like I said, 99% of the time it looked fantastic, and got about 10 or 15 scenes that looked like they were made for 3D. Heard some different things about Jaws 3D last month, that, you know, scenes they thought would look great didn't, and other scenes they didn't think about did. This, I didn't really even, like I said, I didn't really think about it, what would work, what wouldn't work. I just went to the movie and just enjoyed it for what it was. It was great. If you didn't like the movie before, it's not going to convert you, I'd say that much. But if you're a fan of the movie, I hope you got to see it, because it was out of this world. I was going to go more than one night, but I went to one night and I was kind of good with that, actually. Felt a little weird seeing it in the big screen. I know this sounds a little stupid, but it feels more campy for me to be watching it at home. And it felt a little weird for me to be watching it in a theater, to be honest with you. But that's just me. I'm crazy. I'm a weirdo. All right, man. If you guys are into classic rock, classic metal, talking about it, bootlegs, concert reviews, blah, 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 and horror, maybe subscribe and like and all that other good stuff. All right, man. Hope you guys doing good, horror fans. Catch you later.